All right, so we're working on this machine today. We're just picking it up right now. I just loaded it up, our T650. We are changing this rear idler. You can kind of see there, the bearing shot in there, the seal or whatever. And it took a crap on us, and the wheel's been squealing, and it's not sitting right, overheating. You can see it's not even in the casing right there. It's completely out. And the bearings are shot. It's got signs of heat stress and whatnot. But anyway, so that's gonna be the project at hand. We're taking it back to the shop. It's they've been using it all week in the really extremely dusty conditions, so it needs a little bit of TLC. You know, cutting through this grass and all the dust, and actually in this tube here, which you can't see because the chain binder's in the way. It's like halfway full of dust and dirt. So we're gonna take it back and repair that idler, change it out. I'll show you how to do that, and some other service items, cleaning, greasing, and getting it ready to come back out here and work for another week. So, all right, stay tuned. Is it just me, or is there just some days that are just really, really bad? Like, look at this weed whacker. This is the new steel curve shaft at the top trimmer. No, it got snapped in half. And on top of that, then the skid steer broke. He's out there unchaining it down. And then over here, trailer brakes are shot. We got tires that are bad. There's a tire bad on the other trailer. The air conditioning doesn't work in this truck. I got 3 attachments that are broken that all need repair. I mean, does everything come crashing down at one freaking time? Here, he's going to demonstrate how not to unload a skid steer, because he's basically terrible at most things he does. But we'll give him a shot anyway. Worst case Ontario, we get a new one and we fire him for the 5th time. As you can tell, he basically has no idea what he's doing, and that's pretty much that simple. He's got no idea. He knows how to honk, though. I don't know if you can hear that or not. It sounds absolutely terrible.
Start to shake, trouble to be made. Sooner or later he'll pick up the phone. The man who helps him fix, the man who calms him down. His number is the only on-speed dial. So he calls him up and gives a place, and 10 minutes later he'll be gone for a while, and he walks like Chaplin.
Alright, so here's what we got. Got this all cleaned out so we can take the tension off the track, and kind of get ourselves a little bit more clean before we start ripping into this thing. We got Buddy Dan here. He's going to help us change this thing. He doesn't know what he's doing again. Alright, so here's some of the tools that we're using. A DeWalt impact 1/2 inch. That's going to take off the rear idler there on the bottom, big bolts. 1 3/16 socket. We have our new rear idler here with hardware. A 9/16 ratcheting wrench. You can just use a regular wrench or a socket. I got a socket here too. And a 10mm socket for the grease tensioner. So I took the bucket off, Arms are up in the air. I got my 2 jacks in the back, one in the front, one in the back. If I was doing both tracks, I would jack the whole machine up completely off the ground. But since we're only doing one side, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do one side. I got my my safety bar in place here. And the other thing we need is a couple pry bars, which I got a big one. You can see he's doing nothing again. For those of you guys who run the Bobcats with the joystick controls, does anybody actually use this switch? Where is it? Right here. Hang on. Freaking camera. This switch right here, the ISO and H pattern. Does anybody actually use H for anything? This is the only time I've ever found H to be beneficial is when I'm changing tracks. I'll switch it to H. That way I can run one track independent and get it off. That's the only time I ever use it. I don't know anybody who runs the H pattern. It's kind of a pain. So I just leave it in ISO. So, down here, I've taken off this cover right here. This is just for us to see that the tensioner's moving. It's 2 bolts. It's got a little hook here. It hooks in, tighten them down. That one's a fixed bolt. Same thing over here. A little cover with a hook. You have 2 different fittings in there. The top one is to re-grease it. It's just a regular grease fitting. It's pressurized, so you got to use their specific grease fitting. And then the lower one's a bleeder screw, which is used to take the tension off the tensioner, or the grease out of the tensioner, so we can get the track off. So first thing I'm going to do is start with that. We're going to loosen that screw up and all the grease is going to come out. At the same time, Buddy Dan's going to jack the machine up off the ground just enough that we can get the track off. So let's see, you can see that. You can see the grease starting to come out now. I just got it cracked. And this is going to come out of here like crazy. It's everywhere already. Oh, that's greasy.
Alright, now that's open. It's gonna get around here too.
Alright, so now the grease is coming out. We got it jacked up. I got it just enough that I can slide the track out from underneath the rollers, but that it's not going to be a pain to get it on and off. So not too high. Too high is actually kind of worse because then the track is sagging at the bottom and you can't get it over the top. So just a couple inches up. So next thing we're going to do is get inside the machine and fire it up, and we're going to put it in H mode. And we're going to run the track around, and we're going to hope that the pressure of bringing the track around is going to get the front roller up here to slide back in that way. It's Buddy Dan here, going to get in the machine. He's going to type in his code. He's he's really got a lot of time in this one. 0.4 hours. He's bragging about it. And hopefully you'll see all the grease will start coming out anymore. There's a big old pile there now. I knew all the grease is coming out now. A lot of it. Just pushing that drum back in. The trick is you gotta get as much of the grease out as you possibly can. That's going to make or break this job. It's either going to be a pain, it's a little bit more work, but you need to get all the grease out, and it'll save you later on. Now what I'm going to do is get my big pry bar, and I'm going to put it in the track and try to get that tension to go back even more. Okay, nice and slow. I put the bar in there, even more grease is coming out now. Stop. Back up. Stop. Wow. Alright. So you can see the track's really loose now. Bolts at the back. Look at all the grease that came out. That's good. That's what we want. Tensioner's back all the way. Now I'm going to try to get the track to come off. So I always start with the front one here. Slow. Okay, bring it around. What I've seen some people do, I'm going to do it right now because I'm having some trouble. You got some 1x1s. I'm going to put them in between the teeth. Okay, go forward. I'm not going to put them every one. I'm going to put them every couple. And that's going to give me the spacing I need to slide the track off, rather than try to fight the teeth over the roller. Stop! Now you see how the teeth are clearing the roller. Now I should be able to slide it over if all goes well. Yeah, now we're beyond the teeth. We're clear of the front roller. Something else. there. Alright, now we got the track off, and we're not going to move it very far because it's very heavy. I think they're 500 pounds a piece or something like that for the wide track. And here's our problem child right here. This bottom roller. Looks good, eh? Oh, you can't even turn the thing. It was squealing like a little pig at me yesterday. It was driving me nuts. That should not have any planning. See at the bottom here, this gap is pretty big. So seal's busted or bearings are shot or something like that. So we're gonna change it. One on each side, and that's all it holds it in. It's pretty simple, really. But, you know, the DeWalt does the work.
Yeah.
You can tell it just took those out. The next part is we hope that we got the right one. And I can tell you that we didn't get the right one. Already.
You did?
No, we didn't. Here's the wrong freaking one again. Alright, so now I got my new roller, the right one. On the bench, I always take my new bolts. I'll spray some WD-40 down the hole. Kind of really soak it up, fill it up with WD-40, then I'll thread my bolts in, make sure they're not cross-threaded or anything. Using a ratchet first to tighten them up, and taking them back out and putting them on the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the machine now. Just get all this grease out of here and get ready to put the track back on. That's all the grease that came out of the tensioner. That's a lot of grease. It's probably a whole tube. So that's why it's important to get that tensioner back. Make your life a lot easier getting the track back on. Alright, we got the new roller in. Or rear idler, they call it now. Both bolts are in, they're just hand tight. Get my impact out and tighten them up. I don't know what the actual spec is, but I just tighten them as tight as I can get them. And then I'll mark them so I know if they loosen up or not. definitely recommend a power grease gun. I got a DeWalt Milwaukee or Lincoln for pumping these things back up. Huh? Working. Of course. When the gun's out.
Just the prices wise, you always
And then they give you, then they come and they give you free stuff.
Now what he's doing here is greasing the nipple, if you know what I mean, you know? Oh, yeah. Make sure that doesn't get cut from the final footage.
Look at drone up. Look at drone up in the air.
Now, he's going to grease it really good because that's what it needs. This is where you don't want to cheat. A little bit of grease will go a long way. Gotta watch your eyes. Sometimes it'll splatter. As you can see, he's got his glasses on his head, which means he's not using his head to protect his glass eyes. He'll end up with glass eyes. You always want to keep your back.
Alright, now we're all back together here. Got all of our covers back on, all greased up. For proper tensioning, I'd reference your owner's manual. But what I always do is leave about a ½ an inch in between the roller and the track. That's what I've always heard to do. That's what I've always done. Seems to work pretty good. Then about every 50 hours or so, you know, we're checking to make sure they're still tight. So that's that, and how to change a track. So, thanks for watching.